Hello everyone and welcome to The Concerned Citizen. My name is Matthew and it's crazy what has transpired over the weekend. We have this assassination attempt on former President Trump, and no matter if I disagree with him politically, I would never wish this upon anyone, and it really shows how radical the political environment has become over everything that has occurred in the past decade or so. I think that, hopefully this is a moment where we can find unity and be able to reflect on really what is important here, which is us as Americans supporting each other. It has been a roller coaster of a ride and very emotional within the past couple of months with all the news and ups and downs in this political environment. And it's been hard to find things that really unite us. And we've had many warning signs and past events that have kind of led up to this. And I, took some notes because yesterday, Saturday, around 6 p.m. this happened. I had just come back from going to the movies. And, I've been really trying to separate myself from everything that has been happening in the political environment because it just has really separated and really has caused lots of negativity. And I said, this is impacting my health. I need to take a break. I posted a couple of videos, after the debate and the Supreme Court decision. And there was lots of, comments, and I read them, and lots of them were negative. But despite it all, one of my videos, I posted a message is I just want to say that I'm focusing on the humanity and, just us as a people and where we've been. And that's why I created this channel, is the things I'm concerned about for all of us. I was watching videos of people being interviewed who were there. And despite, if we disagree politically, it was very sad to see the emotional impact of it and the fact that someone had died as a result of this, a spectator who was, supporting to be there for Trump. And it doesn't matter. They were exercising their right to support someone that they, believe in. And it's really quite sad what has occurred. And, I only can imagine how that family is kind of dealing with this. You go there just expecting to maybe hear someone that you support their political position, but you probably do not expect that something like this will happen. I wish I could say I was shocked. I think I've become so numb, and with all the events that have happened, it's terrible. I wish I could say I was surprised that it's kind of led up to this. This is one of my main concerns of where we are headed and what further implications this could have. Others were injured, and I believe 2 others are in critical condition. Just recently, they released the name of the individual who attempted the assassination of Donald Trump, who was injured. And it's really crazy, what has transpired over this time. What we do know about this individual, Thomas Matthew Crooks, I believe is the name, is that he was a registered Republican, but did donate about $15 in 2021 to the Progressive Turnout Project associated with the Democratic movement. Now, that doesn't mean that, for example, that there's a connection that he was radicalized on the left. We do know that mental health usually is associated with lots of shootings and things like that. I think we need more time to gather what the motive was. He was 20 years old. I think right now, at least what they're reporting is that there's nothing as far as social media to come out. I think we are going to find out a lot more in regards to this kind of division that has occurred here. I would say that violence is never the answer in regards to, regardless if we disagree with somebody politically. Even though I don't agree with Trump and his position, I wish no harm to Trump. And I thought it was, I was, always thought that the outdoor events in these situations were very, dangerous in the sense of how vulnerable they are and how hard they are to secure. It was kind of an afterthought. I thought he's outside, and I always, even when anyone is meeting, especially how divided things have become, it has always been a concern. I think right now, everyone is hopefully putting, oh, look at you here, the motorcycle, putting politics aside and really just taking a moment to kind of absorb the situation. I think that we all can be saddened that, unfortunately, an American killed a fellow American, and what appears to be based on political differences. President Biden did come out and condemn the attack. I did see that Trump posted on Truth Social, and I saw this through the news, that he expressed condolences to the family that did lose their family member, and which is, again, tragic just to see someone that you care about just be killed. So others, like I said, were injured. I think that a lot of questions are going to come out about security in this situation, and why wasn't the outer perimeter secured. And I think that is a question. I saw the BBC had spoken to someone, and recently, now this is coming into the news, that an individual saw the perpetrator, the individual that was killed, the 20-year-old Thomas Crooks, who was crawling on the roof of a building that was right outside of the area which Trump was having his speech. And I believe it was about only, 3 to 7 minutes into it. And I'm looking around as people walking around me. He, reported to the police that someone was crawling on the roof and was concerned. They did not act quick enough. I think a lot of questions are going to come to how this happened. How come the secure or buildings in the line of sight of this area did not have security or were not secured? Also, I bet there's going to be insights into if there was any clues that this was going to happen, any warning signs. Now, each political side does receive, death threats and has to deal with that accordingly, because you have to determine which ones are potentially valid or going to be enacted upon and which ones are not. It's really a sad situation, and I'm just looking at my notes here because I wanted to make sure that at least my thoughts were clear, because there was lots of things, being said online, which I want to get into, but it's, lots of information. I think that we have to take a step back. I think there's lots of blame going on right now. I mean, instantaneously on sites, and lots of false kind of things. A lot of people are, speculating that, this was planned by Trump, or, President Biden had ordered this to happen. And I think that everyone wants, it just shows how divided we are when that's the immediate thought that we go to in this environment. People are pointing out that, hey, I saw this article, I think in The Hill, that said, there's blame to go on both sides. And they were talking about when Biden's saying that, you're radical, this is a vote and a time in politics where could be end of democracy that is inciting potential individuals to ensue violence and promoting fear. I think that there's some things that I just, in the article that they didn't really reference, is that you also had Kevin Roberts, which of the Heritage Foundation, the president of the Heritage Foundation, in early July said that, this can remain bloodless if the left allows it to be. And those are very dangerous messages. If you look back to 2022 with Marjorie Taylor Greene, and she was advising when Nancy Pelosi back at the time, saying that her crimes were punishable by death because of treason. And, all these things that you have from these political figures putting this out in the atmosphere when, unfortunately, the truth is that there's many mental health issues, and you're not, you have to be paying attention to all individuals who are receiving your message, and you have to be careful of what you say. And I think that many of these political leaders, and Trump included himself, are not being careful what they're saying. I think that, yes, if you go on the other side too, in regards to, people are going to say with Biden, labeling all, MAGA individuals as, deplorable or whatever, could also ignite this further division that is happening. I think that does this change my vote for Trump? No, it does not. But I would not wish any harm on Trump. It's a very sad situation. And there's so many, like I said, fake kind of narratives and terrible memes and posts going out there. And this is including, from the left. I've seen, and I say left as individuals who lean left, and, so just individuals in general, like posting like, just try again. And that's just terrible. I was like, these are the things that, why I created the channel, about being concerned about our morality and just really not going there and trying to have respect. And I would never wish harm on anybody. There's not a single person where I, wish harm. I pray that they correct their ways and find peace and solace, but it's really sad. Lately I've been turning even to like channels with tarot readings and psychics, and there's one person that predicted this, and I think that's all besides the point, right? It just shows, like, even for myself, like, I'm just trying to grasp on trying to sustain a reality and trying to keep myself grounded in this crazy environment. Taking a step back, you look at like January 6th, you look at the attack on Nancy Pelosi's husband, which was an attempt on her. And then you have this assassination area. And this is like three things politically, and besides all the gun violence and the wars that we've had. And I just wonder, like, what is going to change our direction towards being united? The gun policy. This person had access to a gun at a young age, 20 years old, but still, like, what do we think about, like, the protection here in regards to stopping this? I just think it's really dangerous. I'm hoping that Trump changes his venues that he has for his own safety. I just think that it's going to be very interesting to see how we as a country and the media kind of reacts to this. Recently we've been dealing with, is Biden mentally fit and competent? And now you just have a huge narrative shift, the Project 2025. I think that I'm hoping that Trump and Biden have a united message, and I know they have talked together, but about really trying to bring unity to this country for both sides, trying to speak to both sides here, that everyone can kind of focus on that. And then we can go back to politics in the sense of like what our policies are and what our political differences are. So then we can go to that. I think this is going to change how Biden and the Democratic Party post ads. I know recently they immediately pulled ads which I think is the correct decision, because a lot of them are, targeting Trump in a negative way. I'm not, and I believe rightfully so in regards to policy, but in decorum and taste, and right now what is right, I don't think that would be the best image, especially right now. I also think that it would be interesting to see how the Republican Party is going to respond to this. I know that they're still having the Republican National Convention on Monday. They're still moving forward with that. I think there's going to be more unity. It's going to be interesting to see what Trump says. Will I be watching? No. I'll see commentary about it, because I still find Trump and his rhetoric hard to listen to. But I think that right now the best advice I have for how Biden and them and the Democrats should respond to this is, one, we don't know who the Democratic nominee, well, right now it's leaning towards Biden, right? And if that's the case, then a decision needs to be made there, right? But I think right now the most important thing is that we just had the Detroit convention with Biden. You need to focus on what your plan is for the American people. You need to focus on the political differences right now. Yes, you could still focus on Project 2025. I think we have to change our messaging in regards to anything that can lean towards violence or radicalization of anybody. I think that it's going to be interesting on even the Republican side to see if they do that, or do they double down on this rhetoric. I think we really need our political leaders and just leaders in general just to be more united and to deal with this with caution. So that's my thoughts. I hope to post a little bit more on, what the news comes about this, and then get back to regular politics and the Project 2025, because I still think there's things important that we should not remain distracted to. But right now, I think it's condolences to the family that lost somebody, which is completely tragic. We need to understand how this happened, and then we need to politically and just as a nation focus on how we can prevent this, and really focus on our humanity, and despite us disagreeing with each other, remain united. So thank you, everyone. Leave a comment, and no matter which political side that you lean on, I hope that you're all safe and well, and I wish you the best. Take care. Thank you.